Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering there is not a single grocery store left. No refrigerators, no restaurants, no food delivery apps. If you wanted breakfast, you would have to find it, perhaps by walking 10 miles through dense forest or spending an entire day hunting only to return home with nothing. Now imagine living that way not for a weekend camping trip, but for your entire life. This was the reality for almost every human who ever lived. And yet, despite existing without nutrition science, calorie counting, or weight loss programs, ancient humans rarely became obese. How was that possible? Their bodies were almost identical to ours. The same organs, muscles, hormones, and ability to store fat. The difference was not biology, it was the world around them. Every meal, every step, every season revolved around one challenge: finding enough food to survive. Ironically, the very genes that helped ancient humans avoid starvation may now be contributing to one of the biggest health crises in modern society. To understand why obesity was almost non-existent throughout most of human history, we first need to understand something surprising. Your body was never designed for abundance, it was designed for scarcity. A body built for survival. Modern humans often think of body fat as something negative, something to lose and avoid. But for nearly 2 million years, body fat was one of humanity's greatest survival tools. Imagine living through weeks where hunting failed, fruit disappeared with the seasons, and winter covered the landscape in snow. Food shortages were not unusual, they were expected. The human body needed a backup plan, and that backup plan was fat. Every extra calorie stored beneath the skin represented future survival. When food became available, the body stored part of that energy, not because evolution wanted people to become overweight, but because it assumed another famine was coming. Ancestors who stored energy slightly better survived longer, had greater chances of raising children, and passed those same genes forward. Over hundreds of thousands of years, natural selection favored bodies that held onto calories. Your body is not trying to make you overweight, it is trying to keep you alive. The problem is, it still behaves as though the next famine could begin tomorrow. Food was never guaranteed. Today, if you are hungry, you open the refrigerator, drive to a restaurant, or order food online. Ancient humans had none of those options. Every meal carried uncertainty. A hunting party might spend 2 full days tracking animals only to lose them. A river full of fish one month could become nearly empty the next. Berry bushes produced fruit only during certain seasons. Droughts destroyed edible plants. Harsh winters reduced everything. Some days people ate well, other days they did not eat at all. Anthropologists studying modern hunter-gatherer societies observe that food availability changes constantly. Successful hunts are shared across the community, and when hunting fails, everyone eats less. This feast-and-famine cycle shaped human metabolism for countless generations. Fasting was not a wellness practice, it was simply life. The human body adapted. Stored fat became fuel, hormones shifted, energy was conserved. Many modern strategies like intermittent fasting resemble eating patterns ancient humans experienced not by choice, but because nature gave them no alternative. Every calorie had to be earned. Perhaps the biggest difference between ancient humans and modern society was not what they ate, but what they had to do before eating. Nothing came easily. Waking before sunrise, walking several miles, tracking animals across rocky ground, climbing hills, crossing rivers, collecting firewood, carrying water, gathering plants, repairing shelters, and making tools. Everything required movement. Even children participated. Life itself demanded constant physical effort. Scientists estimate that many hunter-gatherers walked between 8 and 15 miles every day, not for exercise, but for survival. They lifted, carried, squatted, climbed, and ran. Modern fitness programs attempt to recreate what was once completely normal. Our ancestors never exercised, they simply lived. Because every calorie required effort to obtain, overeating became almost impossible. Nature created its own balance, one that lasted for hundreds of thousands of years. The agricultural revolution and the body that never caught up. Around 12,000 years ago, everything changed. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans had followed food. Now food began staying in one place. Agriculture was born, animals were domesticated, villages appeared, and families could store grain through winter. This was one of humanity's greatest achievements. But biologically, our bodies barely changed. Evolution works slowly. Agriculture transformed society in a few thousand years. Human genetics require hundreds of thousands of years to adapt. People were suddenly living in a world their bodies had never experienced. Modern processed foods accelerated the problem dramatically. Designed to stimulate the brain's reward system, they combine sugar, fat, and salt in combinations rarely found in nature. Evolution trained our brains to value calorie-rich foods whenever they appeared. Because finding honey was once rare, a successful hunt happened only occasionally, and sweet fruit appeared during short seasons. Whenever our ancestors found high-energy foods, dopamine rewarded them and encouraged eating as much as possible before the opportunity vanished. Today, those same systems fire every time someone opens a packet of cookies or drinks a sugary beverage, except the opportunity never disappears. Modern supermarkets contain more calories than many ancient humans encountered in several months, yet our brains continue responding as though every meal could be the last. Hormones, movement, and the biology of scarcity. Another reason obesity remained rare involves movement and hormones working together in an environment of scarcity. Scientists use the term non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT, to describe all calories burned outside formal exercise: standing, walking, carrying, climbing, building, and gathering. Ancient humans accumulated enormous amounts of this natural movement every day. Imagine building your own shelter, gathering firewood to survive winter, walking miles to find clean water, and tracking animals across uneven ground. Every task burned energy. Compare that with modern life, where entire days can pass with sitting during breakfast, driving to work, sitting at a desk, driving home, and watching television, with almost no movement in between. Hormonal systems evolved for the same scarce environment. Every time you eat, the body releases insulin to move sugar from the bloodstream into cells. When meals were separated by long periods of activity, insulin rose and then fell again. Ancient humans often spent hours or entire days between substantial meals, their bodies switching smoothly between burning food and burning stored fat. Today, many people eat almost continuously, and insulin rarely returns to baseline. Leptin tells the brain you have eaten enough. Ghrelin signals hunger. Both evolved in environments where food was limited. Modern processed foods, poor sleep, chronic stress, and constant eating can disrupt those signals, causing people to keep eating long after their bodies have enough energy, not because of weak willpower, but because ancient biological systems are navigating a world they were never built for. What ancient history actually teaches us, it is important to understand one thing clearly. Ancient humans were not immune to gaining body fat. Storing fat was one of the smartest survival strategies evolution ever created. During unusually successful hunting seasons or abundant harvests, the human body stored energy exactly as intended. Women naturally carried additional fat during pregnancy. Older adults sometimes accumulated extra fat before long winters, but that abundance never lasted. Eventually, winter arrived, animals migrated, plants disappeared, and the stored fat became fuel. Nature constantly reset the balance. Technology has simultaneously removed most movement from daily life. Cars replaced walking, elevators replaced climbing, machines replaced physical labor. For the first time in human history, large numbers of people could consume more energy than they used, every single day, with no natural correction mechanism in sight. Ancient humans did not avoid obesity because they had stronger willpower or better genetics. They avoided it because their environment made chronic overeating almost impossible. Their world naturally balanced energy intake with expenditure. Movement was not optional. Food was not guaranteed. Rest followed hard work. Our bodies are not broken. They are ancient. Every craving, every hunger signal, every instinct to conserve energy once helped our ancestors survive against extraordinary odds. The challenge today is not fighting that biology, it is understanding it. The human body still follows rules written hundreds of thousands of years ago while living in a world that changed almost overnight. The story of obesity is not about food. It is about evolution meeting a world it was never designed to face. If this changed how you think about your own body and its instincts, share it. Leave your thoughts in the comments, like the video, and subscribe for more science hidden inside human history.